Did you know that Pinterest has different types of pin? Did you know that Pinterest has several types of formats of ways that you create on the platform, and that they have different functions and they will look different when you post them? My name is Tereza Toledo. I am a Pinterest expert strategist. I help business owners and creators to create and build their Pinterest audience and to monetize. So if you are wondering what are idea pins, video pins, standard pins, what is the difference between them all, I want you to make sure to watch this video until the end and make sure to subscribe so you can learn more about Pinterest marketing. So Pinterest has different types of pins. Technically, everything that we post to the platform, be it an image or a video or an idea pin, they are all called pins. We don't say Pinterest posts. The proper name is a Pinterest pin. However, the act of publishing something on Pinterest, be it an image or a video, it's not called pin, even though we use that word. But Pinterest calls it publish, or sometimes we can use post. Sometimes we can even use the word save when we're saying save your pin to the most specific board for better results. So it's okay if we interchange those words, it's totally fine. But to keep it consistent, I'm going to try my best to use the word post or publish here. So before I dive right in, and show you and screen share and showcase the different types of pins, I want to let you know that I'm going to also be sharing with you, before we finish this video, how you should be using them so you can get the most reach, so you can get the most views, and what each type of pin can do, as you know, which pin will help you gain followers or gain saves or gain link clicks, traffic, and everything else. Also, I do have some great resources below in the captions. Make sure to grab them. Now let me share exactly what types of pin Pinterest has. Before I show you again, Pinterest has idea pins. You probably heard about idea pins. Pinterest has standard or static pins. Pinterest also has video pins. Then I'm not gonna go into promoted pins or pin ads or other situations like that. We are going to talk about the common organic pins. Now, as a side note, any ad, any pin ad that we create, any promoted pin starts as a pin. In order for you to promote that, you have to create it as a pin. So you're never going to be not creating a pin before promoting, right? It always starts as post, a pin that we post, an image or a video. So let's dive right in. So here we are using my computer. You can see what we call the home feed, and as Pinterest calls the For You. So technically this is a For You page. We also have the Today page where Pinterest daily updates us with inspiration. We can get started with the Today page because we're going to share some cool ideas, and also you can see other ideas. Let's take a look here. So when we get into the feed, we see, you know, all those images. They are all called pins. Those are all posts. However, we are going to see here a mix of static standard pins, idea pins, and video pins. So let me share one by one with you. Very first thing that I see here, this is a standard pin. Standard static pin. Why? Because it is a picture, it's just an image. We can add text overlay, it could be square, it could be portrait. We always like to use portrait mode because Pinterest historically is, you know, pretty much a portrait. It's not a landscape platform, it's a vertical platform. So it's always a good idea. We could have text overlay or not. So how do I know? First of all, because it's an image, right? And if I see a link here that I could click, and I also see a link here. So pretty much this is a one tap, one click. Once you tap on it, you go to the website. In this case, this is a recipe pin. Not only, you know, it's a standard pin, but it also, because it is connected to the website, because Pinterest has this website claimed and has rich pin enabled, Pinterest is able to pull all of the recipe details here. These pins are great to gain traffic, because people will see, will want to know more. Those are just teasers. They don't tell a complete story, even though it's sharing the recipe. If I really want to know more, I have to click and go to the website. So they're great for traffic building. And they, you know, it's a great idea to use them. However, They are not getting the biggest views at the moment, but they're doing well. They can be scheduled to create a pin, and I'm showing you on the desktop. Of course, you can create using the app on your phone. You're going to click on create pin. You are able to drag and drop an image that you created, let's say using Canva, or a picture from the website, or even you can add a picture and do some light editing within Pinterest. You can add multiple images, right? I believe it's up to 5 or 6, and it's going to become a slide. You know, a slideshow, little slide, like we call those carousel pins. They're still standard pins. The carousel cannot be scheduled, but this, you're gonna write your pin title, make sure to have your keywords, your pin description, telling people what are they gonna find once they click on it. You can add alt text describing the image for vision impaired users, and you're gonna add a destination link. Then once you choose the most specific board that you want to save this pin to, you could either publish immediately or publish at a later date. If you are using a third-party scheduler, it's totally fine to schedule your pins. Now we go back here and to the feed, and let's find out other types of pins. So as I'm scrolling, and we're thinking about Thanksgiving food, right? I'm gonna click on this pin here. This is an idea pin. An idea pin pretty much is a pin that we can combine images and videos, that we can have several slides that they autoplay. We can create these using the app. We can upload existing videos. We can add text overlay. We can add music. We can have sound and everything. However, these pins do not have the ability of having a link. You can add product stickers that link to a product. You can add board stickers that link to a board, and a user sticker that will link to a profile. However, they do not have the traditional pin link. If somebody taps on it, clicks on it, they're not going to go to the website, as you can see here. Now, as you can see, there are several slides, and she's sharing the whole recipe, which is the best way. These pins should not be just a teaser. These pins should be a complete idea for the user, an experience to immerse the Pinterest user within the app. What is good about them? They're great for engagement. They're great for that quick view. They're also great to get people to follow you. You can see that once it finishes playing, we get a follow button, a suggestion to follow this creator. So that's fabulous. We love those pins. Pinterest have mentioned before that in the future, they may be adding the option to add a link. We don't know that yet, but but it could be a possibility. Now, when you want to create those pins, you're going to click on create idea pin. The same thing with your phone. You can upload content that you already have created, or you can record your own content using the app. Now let's go back to the feed and find another pin that we have here. And I am looking for a video pin, and I'm not seeing any video pin right away. And if you ask me, how could I tell? Okay, as you can see, the number of slides here, the 18, is giving away that this is an idea pin, right? And the playing images are pretty much giving away that those are just standard images. I am gonna go actually to my feed, to my created pins, and you can see a video pin. So we have standard pin, standard pin, standard pin. We have here idea pin, and then we have here video pin. How do I know? The first sign is the number of views that I'm seeing right at the bottom, right? So once I click on it, I can see here that it is a video that's playing, and it has a link. Video pins have a link. They are not a one-tap click. However, when the Pinterest user is using the phone, there is the 3 dots option where they can visit the website. Also, in the desktop, you can see here, and this goes to my website. Now, a video pin is pretty much a pin that can be a video. So to create a video pin, we go on create pin. It's just that instead of uploading or dragging and dropping a static image, you can add a video here. right? This here are the specifications. If you ask me how long can that video be, I believe it's up to 15 minutes of video, but it will pretty much depend on the size of the file. The same thing, you're gonna add your title, you're gonna add your description, always make sure to use your keywords, alt text, add destination link, choose to publish immediately or later. Also, make sure to choose the proper board. These pins can also be scheduled in a third-party scheduler. So pretty much those are the three main types of pins, formats of pins that I wanted to share with you, and I want you to keep in mind when it comes to creating content for Pinterest. Now, let's talk about when it comes to promoting. Any of these formats can be promoted. You can put money behind those pins and pretty much create a campaign with those pins. Now, there are different details on why you should choose a video pin or a static pin, static standard pin, or an idea pin in our promotion. We are not going to dive into that today because we are talking about organic reach. Now, let's continue our conversation about which pins and you should be using for your Pinterest marketing strategy. Now, the best content creation and pinning strategy for 2023, which is the strategy that is working the best at the moment and will continue working for the upcoming year, is to create all of those three formats. And what I want you to do is to make sure to diversify, to make sure that you have standard pins, that you have video pins, that you have idea pins. I know this may sound like a lot, but it's not. You don't need to have a huge high volume of those pins. I would love to see you pinning, ideally, let's say one of each a day if you can. If you can pin a little bit more, you could mix and match, create more standard pins, more video pins, or more idea pins. A well-rounded account that is consistently, continuously growing has, the three types of pin consistently happening. Now, when it comes to standard pins, what would you pin? Standard pins are great for your blogs, for your products, for your freebies, for the landing pages that you have. So every link that you have on your website, you can create one or multiple, actually not one, but you can create multiple different images, standard pins, and schedule them out. I don't want you to go and pin all at once. We always, when it comes to Pinterest, want to think about consistency and pinning over time and not just at once and then forgetting. A well-rounded strategy includes pins coming in every day for a certain period of time. So I want you to have standard pins. If you can give me anywhere between 1 and 5 standard pins a day, it would be amazing. Don't think that just because you are publishing one standard pin a day, you are not going to succeed. You are. Now, in the worst case scenario, if you cannot have that volume, it is okay as long as you have something coming to your account, if not daily, every other day. When it comes to video pins, I would love to see 1 video pin a day. If you cannot, well, that's okay, every other day. Now remember, the video pin you're not creating within Pinterest. You are repurposing existing video content, or you are going to have to create video content for that. However, the same content that you use for a video pin, you can use as an idea pin. So 1 video becomes 2 different pins, and that's really cool. So if you are repurposing content, let's say from YouTube Shorts, from TikTok, from Reels, or if you're just creating on your phone to share to different platforms, make sure to repurpose that as an idea pin. Add your pin title, pin description, all the details, right? The more bells and whistles, the better. If you are using your phone, the app to create, make sure to add text overlay, add some music, get creative. And that same video, before you hit publish, you have the option to download if you want to keep the bells and whistles that you added burned into the video, you can do that. If not, you don't have to. You can simply upload straight using the desktop and publish. When it comes to scheduling, again, idea pins cannot be scheduled. You can batch create and draft them, but you will need to hit publish manually when you want them to come out. It sounds like a lot of work, but in reality, it's not. If you are able to batch create your idea pins and draft them, it's not going to take you more than a few minutes to just open the app and tap publish whenever you want to publish them. Don't get so concerned about which time of the day. At the moment, I just want you to publish. Pinterest is an evergreen platform, right? So we don't have to be tied up to what is the best time to pin or post unless you already have a very specific audience located in one place, in one time zone only. Now, video pins and standard pins can be scheduled. You can create them and schedule them using the native scheduler on Pinterest. You can schedule pretty much 2 weeks ahead, or you can use any other third-party scheduler that you're using. The key is to keep the momentum going. The key is to create and post, publish consistently to Pinterest. The key for 2023 is pretty much to create the 3 types of content. Now, make sure to subscribe and watch my next video if you want to see my best strategy for Pinterest in 2023.